Alright, so hello my dear acquaintances. This is the best setup I can do right now, so we're just gonna roll with it, okay? So it has definitely been a very long time since I've uploaded anything. Sorry for this like weird angle going on. I'm moving, so that's super exciting, but unfortunately my background and everything is super messy. My room is like emptied. So that's what's been going on. If you're new at all about like how I get my hair like this, how I did this, check out like either of these videos. I'll try to make sure I put it in the little icon that's usually over here. Let's just get right into the video. Today's video is going to be about four very cheap ways to interlock your hair. A lot of acquaintances have asked me in person about doing like interlocking and different types of methods and how I do my hair. And the last video that I did on interlocking was like, I think my first video on this channel was about interlocking, and I haven't really, at least not that I can find, like brushed up on it, but I do want to brush up on like some new and cheap techniques. So the first method, and my favorite method, and the method that I always use, is the hairpin method. So literally I take a bobby pin and then I wrap it around my ends, and then I kind of just do the north south east west method. So you can go in any which direction, just do the clockwise method. Basically you're just sewing your hair into your hair. The reason why I like using a bobby pin is because, one, you can get it at the hair salon for pretty cheap. I highly recommend getting the rigid one with the ridges, because it'll be much easier for you to curl it around and stay. The next method that I use would be a plastic sewing needle. This next method is a lot easier if you know how to sew. I went to Joann's, so I have a Joann's near me, which is like an arts and crafts store. It doesn't need to be very long. Just get plastic because you don't want to accidentally poke yourself. Make sure it's very dull on the other side. So take a plastic sewing needle, thread your hair through it. So this normally works for people with skinnier locks, but if you can find, for people who with traditional locks that want to interlock their hair, just find like a bigger hole. And those also run for, at least in my area, the sewing needles, plastic sewing needles are very like reasonably or like pretty cheap, on the cheap side, or reasonably priced, okay? Thread your hair through, and then once again do the clockwise method, north, south, east, west, or whatever you want to do. And that is a pretty decent method. However, once again, if you're prone to losing things, this can be quite costly like over time versus the hairpin method. So keep that in mind. Third method is a crochet hook. So the crochet hook is the third one that I recommend. I'm not the biggest fan of the crochet hook. My sister is. She loves doing the crochet hook, and that's normally how she does her hair. My brother too also really likes doing the crochet hook method. So it's not really for me, but you know. But it's really simple. It's the same like clockwise method. For that one, instead of focusing like on the bottoms of your hair, you're actually going to focus on the roots of your hair. And so you'll do that same method, but at the root. You have to be very careful with this tool because you can easily snag on your lock. So you open the hook, and that's how you slide it in. You kind of hook your lock at like this, like hook your lock, and then close the hook and then pull it through. If you're not careful with this method, you can actually really like snag your locks. For example, like if you forget to close the latch and you pull through, you're just literally just hooking your whole like root of your hair. And if you do it too hard, you can actually rip your hair out. So just be very, 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 very careful. But that does seem like the easiest method that people can pick up, because it doesn't require you to like loop your ends. And if you want to seal your ends, like if you don't want like extra hair at the bottom, then this method I think this is more your speed. So this method is when desperate times call for desperate measures. This last method is using your hand to do this. So this works better if you have like a lot of growth. If you don't, I just recommend waiting it out. But if you have a lot of growth, you can use your hands to part that growth. So I recommend doing this if you are micro locked or you have very, very thin hair. If you have very, very small sister locks, like if your locks are smaller than mine, like 2 sizes smaller than mine, then I don't recommend this method at all, because it's very easy to just tear or like pop your lock. Basically, your locks are about my size, or you have bigger locks, I recommend doing this. Or if your roots tend to be like very, very thick and can handle it, then I recommend doing this method. Unless you're really talented at this, you're not going to be able to get a tight look, but you can make it at least decent enough. If you do it with your hands, then that literally costs you nothing. I hope that was really easy to understand. This video took me a little bit to do, because there's a lot going on, as I just previously told you. And yeah, I think I might explain more of what's going on in my next video once I'm fully moved in and processed and everything. For all the acquaintances that are finding me in public and asking me questions, feel free to, because most likely I'm going to see those people again. Just ask me in person if I don't answer your comments in the comments below. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. I hope you enjoy your night, day, or evening. Stay locked. Bye. I really hope I can get this video out in time. I'm so tired. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Stop looking at my nose. You're nasty.